Hi there, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a makeup tutorial on a look that will look good on every single person. This is a universally flattering makeup tutorial. It will make everyone look absolutely amazing. It's going to be a tutorial on the clean look. So this is just a really not no makeup type of look, but still a very natural, effortless, luminous, glowy makeup that is not only seasonless, but literally universally flattering. So let's just get into it. To prime the skin, I'm going to start off with the Vanish Airbrush Primer from Hourglass. So I just start in the center of my face, feather it outwards. I'm starting in the center of my face because that's where I have a little bit more texture, and it's just going to glide over the skin and really give you this beautiful, perfected, smoothed out base. I do want to get the base nice and glowy, so to just give myself a little bit more of a luminous pop, I'm going to be using these two illuminators, mixing them together. We have the Pure Canvas Primer from Laura Mercier and then Deep Bronzy from Drunk Elephant. I'll just pop them both on the back of my hand. I added just a touch more of Laura Mercier so that I could get a little bit more of a light bronze, just enough to give my skin some glow and color. I will say you do want to use enough so that it's creating a visible strobe on the skin so that it will peek out from behind the foundation. So perhaps a little bit more than you would typically use. I'm also going to take a little bit of under eye corrector just to help brighten up these dark circles around my eyes. This is the Radiant Creamy Color Corrector in Light. It's from NARS. This is also really nice if you happen to have any extra dark hyperpigmentation. You can pop it on there as well. So for foundation today, so that we have that really nice, glowy, smooth, creamy looking skin, we're going to be using the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. This is absolutely stunning and one of my new favorites. I wear the shade M4, which is Barcelona. Coverage on this foundation is really great as well. So I'm just going to lightly tap it. You can see where I've got the hyperpigmentation. So that's where I'm going to focus first. And I'm going to use my Beauty Blender to blend it in. I feel like it just gives the foundation this really nice, seamless melt into the skin. And how gorgeous is that finish? It's so beautiful. It's extremely buildable. The product itself is really easy to work with. You can use a brush or a sponge. I just happen to really prefer the way the sponge tends to blend out the product, but that's just a personal preference thing. It looks just as stunning blended out with a brush. Just look at this side by side. I mean, this looks super natural, really gorgeous, like very beautiful, nice looking skin. But it's not really doing all that much compared to this side. So the results are really impactful with such a small amount of product. And I feel like even though you get this really nice evened out skin tone, it's not really, you know, making you look cakey or like you're wearing too much makeup. So it is truly a stunning, stunning product. So I'm just gonna start on this side as well, same thing. I'm gonna use a couple different concealers just so we can even out the skin tone even more and kind of really hide some of this residual hyperpigmentation. So just for some extra coverage, I'm gonna take the Hourglass Veil Concealer. Just stripe it on the back of my hand like that. This one is actually in the shade Sand, so it's more of a skin tone shade. It's not a brightening concealer. And I'm gonna use this just on like a little fluffy brush. It's a very fluid, liquidy product. And I'm going to basically just dot this Vanish concealer anywhere you can still see some hyperpigmentation. But you can tell I'm not blending the concealer in yet. I'm leaving it on the skin wet. And we're gonna let it get nice and tacky before we start blending it out so that it really just stays put and we don't lose any of that pigmentation. So all of this hyperpigmentation is going to get blended out. To brighten up the under eyes, I'm going to be using my personal favorite, the NARS Radiant Creamy. just on the darkest part of the shadow, a little bit on the inner corner to brighten that up, and then I always like to brighten up that outer corner. While I'm letting this concealer kind of melt and mold with my skin, I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to fill in my brows first so that it really has time to melt down, and you're going to get the most perfect, creamy, seamless blend by just ignoring it for a few moments. So I'm going to take the Nude Sticks eyebrow pencil. This one's in a really nice dark kind of like black shade, so it just matches my brows really well right now. Okay, now we blend in the concealer with the clean side of the sponge, starting off with the Hourglass concealer, just lightly tapping. But that Vanish concealer, I'm not kidding you, it basically melts into the skin. If you just leave it alone and don't blend it, you probably don't even have to blend it. It just literally does vanish into the skin. And then I'm just gonna take my sponge and blend out the NARS concealer. This is really great for just giving you that extra bit of brightness under the eye, just kind of waking you up and giving you more of a fresh appearance. We also basically want it to look like we're not even wearing eyeshadow. You just want like a tint of kind of like a skin tone on the eyes. So I'm gonna use Amber from Smashbox. This is the Always On shadow. I just do a bead on the back of my hand. I feel like you need a little bit more of this product than you would think, so I take a bead about that big, and we're literally just going to apply this all over the lid and up into the crease, and you can see it's just a soft skin tone shade, so it doesn't even really look much like eyeshadow at all. This cream eyeshadow is honestly pretty freaking fabulous. I think you can really just tell it just adds the slightest bit of definition to the eye. It doesn't look like an eyeshadow, but you still get that like nice fleshy tint on your eyes. I think it's perfect, especially for this look, but just in general, I really love that eyeshadow. All right, boo, we are gonna do a light natural contour. This isn't necessarily like a full bronzy look, but we still want to add a little bit of definition and chisel to the base. So I'm gonna use the Mario contouring stick. This is in the shade medium dark. You can apply this directly to the face if you wish, but I prefer to pick it up on a brush. We're gonna go slightly above the hollow so that you get a lift and so that you're not putting the contour like in the hollow. So right above the hollow is where you're going to apply the contour. Once you've got that down, take a clean blending brush and just softly blend it out. Okay, same thing, not in the hollow, slightly above it. Blend it back into the hairline. I'm gonna take just a touch down the sides of my nose to add a little bit of definition. Oh, isn't it just the most satisfying thing ever when you get like a really good nose contour for the day? I get so excited. We're gonna use the pink Charlotte Tilbury blush, but again, I have commitment issues with directly stamping products onto the skin. I feel like it's just an accident waiting to happen, so I'm just going to tap this right onto my application brush, and then I still always use the back of my hand as a palette just so I can really control how much we put on the skin. This is super glowy and fresh looking, and it's just such a perfect product to really play into the etherealness of the skin. It really does just look like so fresh. To highlight the skin, I'm going to use the Dior Backstage Highlight Palette. I'm going to be using gold right here. And just pick it up on my brush. We're going to use this Laura Mercier brush to really buff and blend this highlight into the skin. This brush is by far the best highlighting brush ever. You can really just work a powder highlight into the skin to where it looks just as good or better than a cream highlight. Just on a little precision eyeshadow brush, I'll take that gold shade, and we're basically just going to use this to highlight right under the brow, right up here. Take some under this brow, and just a little extra right on the center of the nose. I'm gonna use Benefit's 24-hour brow setter, one of my old favorites. I just apply it with the flat side of the brush like this, kind of push it all over the brows, and then you use the spiky side to lift it up. Let's do a little lip liner really quick. I'm going to use NYX Nude Truffle, the most perfect overlining shade. It literally just looks like the shade of your lips, and you can really cheat the size of your lips to really make the eyes pop, but also fool other people's eye into wondering, is there makeup on your eyes or not? We're going to do some really subtle defining. So the first thing I'm going to do is take a fine-tipped liquid liner. This one's from Rougie. And what I'm going to do is just do these baby, hair-thin, super close to the root of the lash strokes of liner so that you get a very faint line. But you will see it adds such impactful definition and really just makes your lash line look that much thicker. And then to create some openness and just overall brighten up the eye some more, we're going to take a nude eyeliner pencil. This is from Mario. It's in the shade Light 1. So this is not a white eyeliner, you'll see. It's more of like a fleshy nude skin tone. This is much easier to pull off than a white eyeliner. It's not going to look quite as stark. And you want to apply this with light pressure so that you just get the faintest deposit of color. Don't go overboard with this because it can sometimes look a little bit crazy if you do too much. For mascara, we're going to be using the Shiseido Imperial Lash. This mascara is absolutely sensational. It's got this unique, almost like micro spiked wand. I like these little bristles that dart out from the top. It makes getting these corner lashes so easy. My lashes are going through a shedding phase, so don't judge this one, okay? There's like a lot of weird gapping and breakage going on in that lash, but just leave it alone. Because this is what you need to look at, the beautiful lashes on this eye. I have two different lips I want to recommend, so if you're somebody who likes a little bit more color, I'd recommend this from Merit. This is in the shade Au Naturel. I've recommended this countless times. It is a beautiful nude peach. And it looks really, you know, gorgeous and natural. It's just uber flattering. You know when you find those lip colors and you're just like, why am I suddenly a peach girl? That's how I feel about this one. I think it's just so beautiful. And if you want to play up your own natural lip color, I would recommend the Lawless Forget the Filler in Rosy Outlook. Love the doe foots on these. We love it. It's like a thick gloss too. Like it just looks so good. I'm gonna set this makeup down with some setting spray from Benefits. This is the Professional Super Setter, and can we talk about this packaging? Like, this is not it. This artwork, I'm looking at it and I'm like, wow. It's just, the packaging, like I don't like it at all, but the setting spray is really good. So I'm just gonna give this a few sprays. All right, and this is the finished look. I cannot stress this enough. This will look beautiful on every single person. Obviously, you can switch up the products to match your needs or liking, depending on what I used if you don't like specific things. But overall, I think it's just a matter of the technique and then shades that you like or specific products that give you the best result. But I can't recommend these enough, and I feel like this is, like I said, like the skin is just so good. Like, we love a glowy soft skin. We didn't overdo it on the bronzer. It's just really nice, glowy and fresh and clean aesthetics. So if you have any questions, hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know. I'd always love to help you. But other than that, I'd love it so much if you would subscribe to my channel, if you'd come follow me on Instagram or TikTok, because I'm on TikTok now. I don't know why I did that. yeah, I'll see you in my next video. If you have any other makeup tutorials you'd like to see in the near future, let me know. Leave them in the comments down below. Bye everyone.